Yesterday, a very important event took place at Alisa Hotel. I want to take your attention there. A former president spoke there. The minority leader also spoke there. I'm talking about the peace pact that was signed among the aspirants who are putting themselves up to be voted for as flag bearer for the new patriotic party in exactly a week and a day that will be happening. So I'll take you to Alisa Hotel in a second. Former president, it was good to see him again. No, it's been a while. Yeah, Showboy was in town. President Nana Akufo-Addo, and he's urged the party flag bearer aspirants and supporters to prioritize unity and discipline as the party heads into its primary. So let's listen to Nana Akufo-Addo.
After the first presidential primaries of the new patriotic party, once the party chose Professor Albert Eduboahene as our flag bearer, all the other aspirants, including Dr. Kofi Jane Selby, Mr. John Ajekum Kufuor, and Dr. Kwame Safwedu, closed ranks and supported him. I was campaign manager of the flag bearer at the time, and I saw firsthand what unity meant, how discipline, sacrifice, and collective purpose strengthened the party even under the most difficult conditions of the time. That spirit must guide us still. Fellow patriots, a party that cannot manage victory with humility or defeat with dignity cannot expect to win the confidence of the Ghanaian people. As we are reminded, a house divided against itself cannot stand. In such a house is certainly not attractive to the electorate. Ghanaians are watching not only what we say, but also how we behave. I know the campaign has generated some heat among aspirants and supporters. I believe I'm qualified to say that we have seen it all before. Do not be discouraged by the excesses. The thirst for power and the unity required to win power must combine to motivate us to choose fraternity over factionalism once the primaries are over. Permit me another personal reflection. In 1998, I contested the presidential primaries and came second to John Ajekum Kufuor, subsequently the second president of the Fourth Republic. When the contest ended, I did not hesitate. I became his chief campaigner. That decision was not about convenience. It was about conviction. The unity we demonstrated then helped deliver the first historic presidential victory of the NPP in 2000. And when years later, it became my turn, beginning in 2008, I received the same level of loyalty and support from those who had once competed against me. That tradition of fraternity carried us through difficult moments and enabled us to win and serve God. This is the inheritance we must protect. We should never forget that the ideology of the new patriotic party remains deeply attractive to the majority of Ghanaians. Our commitment to individual liberty and the respect for human rights, private enterprise, the rule of law, human development in a society of shared prosperity resonates across this country. When we falter, it is really because our ideas have failed. This peace pact, this commitment pact, is therefore not a mere ceremony.
So that was President Akufo-Addo. Also, there was the minority leader and MP for Futu, who described life in opposition as painful and lonely, and cautioned that a fragmented party risks not only losing the 2028 general elections but also weakening its influence in parliament.
Opposition is painful and lonely. We know this. Good friends don't pick up calls. They ignore us and they find new friends. We are living it. We feel it every day. And surely, none of us wants to remain there. We want power to serve, to transform lives, and to move Ghana forward. But power does not come through division. Power comes through discipline. Power comes through unity. Power comes through sacrifice. Let us therefore rise above anger. Let us rise above insults. Let us rise above short-term emotions for long-term victory. Let us protect the party that has given us voice, purpose, and hope. And when the contest is over, let us close ranks, lock arms, and march forward together, stronger, wiser, and united towards victory 2028. Our future depends on it. Our party depends on it. And Ghana is counting on us. Acting Chair, colleagues here gathered, political competition is a necessary and healthy feature of every democracy. However, it is how that competition is managed, particularly in moments of heightened ambition and strong emotion, that defines the maturity of a political party and ultimately the stability of the nation. Internal party elections are not merely contests among individuals. They are tests of institutional strength, discipline, and commitment to shared values. The choice to focus on peace at this stage is therefore both timely and commendable. Peace does not happen by accident. It is the product of deliberate leadership, clear rules, mutual respect, and a collective decision to place the long-term interests of the party and the country above short-term personal gain.
So that was Fanyo Marking speaking yesterday, minority leader and MP for Futu. So yesterday we saw the body language of the candidates who have put themselves up to be elected to lead the torch, hold the flag for the party into the 2028 general elections. Was the Peace Pact coming, did it come a bit too late, given all the salvos we've seen fired on the campaign trail already, or this is just the right time as we have a week and a day to go into the election? Or some fire is necessary, some
I think Sky, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Peace Pact is not part of their script, generally speaking, but it's, if you like, a response to the signals that they are observing. Right. So I wouldn't say that it's come too late, but it's come at a time, if you like, to slow down tempers. I think that's the whole idea. And I hope it does exactly what is the objectives are.
And I did hear President Akufo-Addo mention why it's important that after the elections people bury their differences, because when he lost he became the chief campaigner for President Kufuor, and then also because when it was his time, then those who also lost became. See that happen in this particular one.
He's a leader, so
correct.
You expect a leader to speak the way he's speaking. But the question I ask all the time when I hear things like that, and I covered that thing, so I can talk about it. Not on one occasion did Akufo-Addo insult President Kufuor,
right,
or say negative things, toxic things about him. So it's only natural that after the whole cycle of elections,
could then work with
him. I can understand that, yes, somebody must confront the issues that are not consistent with the culture of the party. You understand? If A is not good, let's call them out that what you are doing is not good.
Some window dressing.
This thing of let's do peace pact, yes. And I'm not saying that peace pact is not good, but beyond that, let's call out those who are doing the wrong things. So that when they go ahead to do the wrong things, there will be some kind of remedy or punishment for that. It's not to pamper people, pamper them, make them feel good about the wrong they are doing. Okay? I mean, you can't go and be attacking people, insulting people because you want to be a leader. And then when you become the leader, you expect the same person that you are insulting to come around and support you. That's hypocrisy.
So people should be called out, beyond the peace pact, some instances of the view that, listen, we have seen those who have uttered what particular statement that were not in good taste, plain insults, call them out, tell them we are not going to tolerate this, and so that when that happens, that we know how to do it. And my concern, Sky, is beyond the main characters on the platforms. If you go beyond them and listen to their core supporters, those who speak for them, and those who say they believe in their character, their ideology, and the change they are promising, if you read and engage the kind of exchanges they are having on public platforms, it's difficult. It beggars belief, really, because it gets to a point where it gets distasteful,
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I think that Cement, made the point, and I endorse the point fully, that it is the job of national leadership to hold persons who go wayward in the course of seeking party leadership accountable. What we have not had in this country is the party leaders generally developing the kahunas to deal with people who go wayward in the course of running for national offices. Of course, I must admit that we seem to have seen a lot more order from the NDC's, the NDC stock, because hardly do you find people go very rogue the way you find in the NPP, and the NDC leadership will not come down hard and deal with people. You are summoned to come and explain or defend, and in appropriate cases, you are dealt with. We saw how Josiah was dealt with because of how the late Josiah, because of how he conducted himself in a way that brought the party's image into disrepute.
There are different cultures.
Exactly.
They are cultured differently.
Exactly.
The towering leadership of Jerry Rawlings, and everybody aligned to his leadership, and then MPP coming in, everybody thinks that we are equals, and so I also have a say, and that's what is the problem that they are facing now.
Exactly. So you saw in the case of Michael Tenyawunu, he granted an interview to us. I did that interview. Within hours, the MDC people and party leadership went heavily on him, summoned him. He couldn't properly, defend himself in the party's view, and he was sanctioned accordingly. We've seen that with countless members, bigwigs of the party, who went rogue and were dealt with. The problem the NPP has, which is what Cement has rightly articulated, is that some people appear to feel too big to be controlled by the leadership of the party. So first of all, they feel that they are too big, and then also they have very little regard, if they do have one, for the leadership of the party, especially the current leadership. So then you have a situation where people are saying all kinds of things which ideally should not be left alone, but for some reason the party leadership is unable to crack the whip.
But some also argue that perhaps the party leadership has conducted itself in a manner that it has lacked the moral authority to call people to order when they think they have gone off script. You get me?
I think those are valid points, and if people have evidence to back the same, they are at liberty to account that level of irresponsibility to the party leadership. But the question is, you as a person seeking to provide leadership for the party, should you not conduct yourself in a way as to ensure that bringing all the elements together after the elections becomes easier? You understand? Because yes, political contests within or outside parties will always create heated moments, right? But the question is whether those should not be measured in a way as to ensure decorum, so that, yes, we are competing on the basis of the things we say we represent. What is your vision for getting the NPP back to power? On what set of principles or what sense of policies? Let's engage that. What did you do in office? Did you show that you were worth our time as a people? Can you account to the people of Ghana that you use your time in a way that was responsible, and that if we give you the opportunity again, you will be able to lead us in a meaningful way? Right. Have you demonstrated in your years of service to this country in various capacities, as a member of parliament, as a board chairman, as a general secretary of the party, as what? All the people seeking to lead a party. Yeah. It should be on the basis of serious ideas that we can interrogate.
And their track record.
Exactly, not, how best you can insult or how best you can attack. Yeah. I don't think those are completely unacceptable.
Or I have more money than you.
I don't think that, no.
I'll take a few steps back, because beyond what is happening within the party is also the image the party is transmitting to the broader public, so that for those who are not deeply entrenched into party politics and don't care what becomes of a party, what the party actually does actually influences people's perceptions of the conduct of the party. I mean, it's a year after we went to an election. Fine, another party is going to elect a flag bearer. If you look at how the party has conducted itself, or the main candidates and their supporters have conducted themselves within the party, you're seeking to attract votes beyond your core. And I don't know how you read, Kakra, what the NPP has been going and how they've been conducting themselves beyond their flag bearership thing.
No, this is a trap question.
Untrap it for me. I mean, how do you, when you are watching this whole, let me make it untrappable. This piece packed in as you watch them.
By
when they go through your mind,
yes, threw me back to Sky.
Yeah.
In 2008.
Right.
When Sky, you were covering that focal.
Yes.
I think that was much worse than what we are seeing. And you remember?
Yeah, I remember that it was far beyond. I think it was in 2012ish thereabout. Right. Yeah, before 2012 election. Yes, yes, sir.
2012 rather.
That's right. Before the 2012 election.
Where Foucault was accused of being an Allen agent.
In terms of the presidential elections. Oh yes, that was in 2008.
Yes,
before the 2008.
2008.
Legon, and it was bad.
Yes, where they said that he was giving dollars,
yes,
and people were slapping. Oh, Charlie. Yes. I mean, I was going to see them, and then I heard the first slap, and I went to the BAM library.
You went to pick up
That was bad.
But Sky, and I have to be brutally frank, I think the symptoms that we see with the NPP signals a weak central leadership of the party. It signals a weak central leadership of the party. And I can say that with no variableness at all. And this is Bible English. Because we have seen, I mean, if you had BJ Darocha on top of affairs, who dare you? I mean, look, when Darocha was there, Ejeni Mboating, Darocha chairman Ejeni Mboating was his PA. Ejeni Mboating then became general secretary. Okay? After Darocha handed over to Peter Alajete. Who dare you?
Correct.
After Peter Alajete, he handed over to Samuel Odoye Sykes. Odoye Sykes handed over to Haruna Eseku. You see, what I'm saying is that the quality of leadership speaks volumes. And what we see now with the NPP, I think there are question marks about the central leadership. And if they want to confront the whole overhauling of the NPP, that's where it should start.
It should start from there.
You see, that was the reason why you would remember that much earlier, I think it was last year, when the whole idea was floated that the party should hold presidential elections before determining the fate of the current leadership. I thought that it was completely unacceptable. It was odd, and they were taking the wrong steps.
Right.
Because you have a situation where a crop of people presided over the mess that the party currently finds itself in. And traditionally, you would have expected that the party people would determine whether the same leadership should continue steering the affairs of the party. Somehow, some people felt that it was a brilliant idea to hold a presidential election. Of course, they have argued why they believe that it is in the interest of the party to do so. It would avoid, an implosion and all the things that they have argued. My respectful view is that I disagree with that. Because, truth be told, if you look at the quality of leadership currently prevailing within the party, and you compare that, as Samen stated, to what prevailed in the past, there's a vast difference in terms of the quality of leadership, the courage to take bold decisions and tell people that they can go to wherever they want to go to, and the party will survive. And we saw that in 2008. After the Legon elections, when Alan Tremanting felt that subsequently his supporters, in his words, were being vilified across the country, despite the assurances he had received from Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he was no longer going to continue his membership of the party. He resigned. Now, that letter ultimately got to the party leadership. We saw B.J. Darocha of blessed memory, who came out, wrote a livid response, if my memory serves me correctly, or publicly communicated a position that Alan is not bigger than the NPP. They have seen grace in this party. And if he feels that he cannot use channels within the party to deal with these matters, he should be left on, on the ledge. Subsequently, reason prevailed, and he came back. But you see, that was a bold leadership communicating that you are not bigger than the vessel you seek to steer. If it becomes the case that you are too big to actually steer a particular vehicle, which attracts all kinds of people into it, then there's a problem. Exactly. So there are question marks, bold question marks about the current leadership of the party, and it is for the party people to determine whether on the evidence the people currently in charge, deserve another term in office. In my respectful view, I think on the facts, they have not done justice to their leadership. So, and something has got to give.
So right, let me, Kakra, let me invite you and let me leave you without asking you any question to come into this conversation you've been observing for a while. And I'm interested in, yes. You have been rescued by National Service, Fire Service.
You see, I personally do not enjoy conversations about Ghana's politics. But ironically, I love politics. I can't wait to get my hands on any book about politics. It's just, in my opinion and in my view, pointless watching our political culture. So let's take the NPP right now and the peace agreement that they're talking about. Forget the lack of decorum that we've seen in some of their campaigns, the things that are being said about each other in the bid to get to lead the party. For me, what's the purpose of politics? What function should it perform? I believe that the purpose of politics should be driven towards our development or our transformational development. But our political culture has over the years failed totally, in my opinion, once again, failed to do that. It's sort of redirected from putting in place a certain governance, a certain structure to run, the country towards a certain end. And it's become an avenue for party interest, for parochial individual interest. The other day I was saying I don't think that our MPs are representative enough of their constituencies. So when I listen to the opposition, and I'm listening to them with the perception that they are an alternative government in waiting, I'm saddened when I'm not hearing things about how they are going to transform or transition the great ideas that sit in a NDPC report, some of which Uncle Sam brought us weeks ago, the last time he was here, from our industrialization to basic amenities being provided, our transportation, how we are managing this country, the big Ghana agenda, the big Ghana vision. I don't see how our politics serves as a tool to achieve some of these things. So I have a very lethargic attitude towards
what do you want
politics.
to see differently?
No, so my expectation is that an opposition, and this is not particularly about the NPP. This is about what I believe or expect from an opposition, an alternative government or a government that is in waiting. I will be interested in connecting those dots, the ideas, how we are going to implement properly, not the kind of implementation that we see that is quite cosmetic and you don't necessarily see where it's going. The politics must serve the people. And when the politics fails to serve the people, then it becomes a whole gimmickry, becomes a
people
performance.
Lose interest in
Exactly. And for me, it's a big put off. I think that as citizens we need to start asking questions. We need to start asking for the proper use of politics as a tool for the transformation and development of our society. And so can I be Uncle Sam, can I be blunt and say I don't care about their peace pact? I don't care.
You think the pact will make an impact?
But she says she doesn't care, so she can't feel that.
But the process of selecting the people always creates some heat, won't it? Some clashes here and there, some drama.
You see, because then it becomes a personality fight within a fight among different personalities. People. But it's about, but rightly said, it is about people. It is about people and not personalities.
Right. Kakra, the truth is that, you see, your nation will always frustrate you, but it will sometimes give you cause to hope, right? The same way you would have political parties frustrating you all the time, but there will be times that you'll give you a glimmer of hope, something that you want to hold on to and say, oh, it will get better. The truth is, nobody should be happy about the state of our affairs. And nobody should be happy about the state of the NDC, the state of the NPP, the state of the CPP, because we always expect more, and that is what we should expect. Now, if everybody says that because we feel frustrated, because we feel that the things we want are undermined, and that the political leadership at various levels is failing, and we don't want to care about what they do, that is how we get to where we are. Imagine we are talking. This is where we are. Imagine we are not talking. We say that.
That's not my position. My little disagreement is not that we expect more. Ghanaians expect really the fundamentals, the basics, which we are not even getting. If we're in a country and we're every day talking about water, sanitation, roads, we are not getting the basics. So it's not about expecting more. It's expecting at least the minimum. And that continues to be a conversation that we are having. I'm not saying that we should not care about it. I'm saying I don't care about it. And I don't think Ghanaians care about it, because what Ghanaians care about is what impacts their daily lives.
Whether their taps are flowing.
To date, have we even resolved these transportation issues?
No,
have we fully resolved it?
Not yet.
If we've procured more buses for people to be able to move about, what about the next 10 years? What happens to our transportation? We're going to come back here. And so for me, the conversation really should not be about their intent. The NPP, in my opinion, their problem is not peace. Their problem is unity. But
everybody's a big man.
If
everybody has big money, if everybody's a big man, where is unity going to come from?
But you see, their individual or party parochial interests have overtaken what should be the public's, the citizens' interests.
You see,
so you put it.
See, this is not. It's not novel.
Yes.
And you see, Nanado made a point yesterday. There will always be disagreements like that. Sometimes very ferocious, sometimes very acerbic.
Pascal, they should stop the insulting. You see, that's the only. It's so childish to be insulting and using toxic language.
Somebody must punish somebody.
You know, why do you do that?
So there's a message here. The confusion in the NPP will continue. As you guys are rightly articulating, the NPP have to unhypocritically solve the central leadership crisis. Even though Bawumia will win the flag bearership race, he will lose the general election in 2028 at any point in time. If he became president, it will be total horror for the nation because... Okay, I cannot continue from here. Thank you for that. Anyway, we have an interview coming up, and the president has been speaking at Davos. But before I take you to Davos for the president's speech quickly and all, what should the NPP be doing differently? Very quickly.
I think it's not just the MPP on this particular question.
Yeah.
I think we need to have a rethink of this our democracy business and the so-called delegate system. Okay. Did I read somewhere about the power of an uneducated voter?
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now, you have a delegate community who believe that being a delegate is another career option.
What's your career? I'm a delegate.
You know, what's your career?
I'm a professional delegate.
Yeah, a professional delegate, because that's where you can extract money
12 years
from.
experience.
You know, so if you have a group of people who are, most of them unemployed, idle, and their mainstay is being delegates so that they can get money from, you know, you are not doing yourself any favors, because that means that the quality of their choices likely to be skewed in favor of their stomachs.
Yeah.
So as you are saying to this.
No, I mean that's the problem we are facing.
Right.
And every politician who has put themselves up for elections will confirm what I'm telling you. So you go to the districts, you go to the constituencies, the delegates are there. The first interaction they have with you is that they need money from you.
Correct.
Now, if you don't have the money, they'll vote for the person that has the money or the person that comes from their ethnic group. So when we read the text about democracy and we practice this kind of democracy, and yet we expect positive outcomes of our whole process, then we are becoming a joke.
Here's a message. Kakra is seriously speaking the mind of many a Ghanaian. Politics indeed must benefit the people. Sad way of doing things in Ghana. I also don't care about the so-called peace pact. Okay, let me take you to...
I just want to make a quick point. One of the transformative leaders of our recent generation happens to be Lee Kuan Yew, and I've read his thoughts generally on the matter of democracy and the conditions that must be prevalent in a country before democracy can actually take root. And he takes the view that it should not be something that should be forced from outside by people who have no understanding of the local conditions of people and the national affairs of a particular people, to say that, oh, get democracy and everything else will work. And that, in his view, evidence suggests that it doesn't work that way. And that you need a certain level of education, literacy in a country before you can start talking about democracy.
Right.
It is valid for party level elections and for national level elections and for local government level elections. Because, as Samen stated, you expect that people who are making decisions are informed about the decisions they want to make.
Right.
And that they believe that they have read through the documents or the promises that have been made, and they are persuaded on the basis of their own understanding of affairs as to who will be the right person to provide the needed leadership to transform their lives and the lives of all of us. But you see, where the question of how much you get as opposed to how much promise there is in the promise that has been made, and the capacity of the person making the promise to deliver the same. That is what guides your decision. Then we are in trouble.
Fair enough.
So going forward, I hope that, again, there will be conversations around whether we can properly tweak our democracy to make it much more meaningful.
Very well.